Yeah.
Hello everybody, Drew here for Drewdad Underground, and also from the channel Drewdad Games, as written under my name now. Joining me, my younger brother Desert Nord. Hey bro.
Hey there. How you doing?
I overslept a little bit. Because otherwise we would have started this at our usual early. But as it is, here we are.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, Dr. What's Up? Roll the intro.
World is full of clowns, they're all stupid and they're proud, painted smiles on their mouths. I don't hang with bozos, homie, I can't be around.
Yeah, and this is the Tom MacDonald special episode of Breaking Rocks, I guess you'd call it, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
In which I go over my favorite Tom MacDonald songs. But here's the problem with that. Putting together a list of your favorite Tom MacDonald songs as a top 10 list, and you'll find out why I say good fucking luck with that the next person that tries to do this. Because the problem with Tom MacDonald's music, and yes, there is a problem with it, everybody, is each and every song has fucking substance to it. There's no filler at all. Which then means everything is fucking awesome. Well, just about everything.
Well, here's the thing, though. Here's what I would say, though, about that, though, bro.
Yeah.
Every one of his songs has a different, impact. All right. There are, and not to mention, since he's been doing this for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
He's also had a different sort of, era to each one. There's his first big hit, right? So that's a special one.
Yeah, which was Dear Rappers.
Then there's his highest grossing album. That's with songs on that. Then there's his first crossover collab. Okay.
Which was with Adam.
Sure. And then there's his first celebrity guest. You know what I mean? There's quite a few lists. Quite a few different categories of songs you could almost put his songs into.
But what I'm talking about is
if you want to say that there's no distinction between them, then you're not actually looking hard enough.
Yeah, but the reason I say putting together a top 10 list of your favorites is the fucking problem. Because in trying to do this, I would write down, for example, I wrote down my top 10, or so I thought was my top 10. Then I started looking through all the albums that I have, which is all of them now.
Yeah.
And his collection of music videos, I'm like, oh shit, I really love that one too. And I didn't write it down in the top 10. So the top 10 turned into a top 15, then a top 16. And then I'm like,
well, okay.
I can't leave these also other songs off of fucking anything.
Well, here's the thing, bro. We understand that, that's how fandom works. You're a fan because you like most or maybe all of what they do. That's fine.
Yeah.
But what you were attempting to do, or at least I thought you were attempting to do, was to try to sort through all of it, not just say, oh, I like that, oh, I like that, oh, I like that. Well, of course you like everything. What I'm making is...
And what I am trying to do is put together a list of my favorite.
Okay, like this. Okay, just imagine you were a fan of like the Beatles, for instance, or like say
Hmm.
Elvis, or any other artist with just a lot of music, right?
Yeah.
People are capable of putting together top 10 lists like this because they say, okay, well, I'm not going to drag out every single song I can ever think of from them and say, oh, well, what do I choose? I don't know. What they do is they basically say, okay, let me analyze the history of the artist, try to figure out the high points, try to figure out the most successful things, try to figure out the maybe hidden gems no one
Yeah.
heard of,
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah.
something
And
like that,
that, and that's a whole wide range of like hidden top 10 hidden gems, top 10 best. I'm not talking about the top 10 best here. I'm just talking about my top 10 favorites
No,
or
I know, but
my
what
favorite
makes them your
songs.
favorite? Must be some meaning behind what makes them your favorite.
Well, when you see what's actually on the list, you'll understand.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying your list is baseless. I'm just asking. It can't be that hard. It's not like Tom MacDonald is not fucking Elvis. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
You're
there's
right.
there
He's
is
not.
a lot of content to pick from, of course, but
Yeah, there
there's
is.
not a lot of content that broke through the mainstream. There's not a lot of content that you know
It it
blew the
doesn't
doors off the chart or
in
something,
it
or had the
and for,
media talking about it, that type of stuff.
but to be someone's favorite, it doesn't have to do any of that.
Well, yeah, I know. Again, you may like everything they do. That wasn't my point.
So I'll give you a good example. We're gonna start counting this list down, and I'll start at number 10. I do have a bunch of honorable mentions, quite a few,
Yeah,
but you'll understand when I go through number 10 here.
yeah,
Because I have 3 songs at number 10.
sure.
And I know what some people are saying, Drew, how could you have 3 songs at number 10? This is my fucking list, not yours. All right. If you think you could put together a top 10 list of favorite Tom MacDonald songs better than me, then please do it. Upload it to YouTube. I want to see that video. I want to see you do better than me. I want to see everyone do better than me. Because that's the kind of person I am. But with that being said, at number 10, first and foremost, satanic rappers.
Hmm.
For obvious reasons, huh, bro?
Well, sure. That was the one that actually kind of. I don't know. I don't know if I want to call it a beef or if I want to call it just like.
In that, Tom is calling out a whole bunch of, well,
Hmm.
some not directly, one directly because his name is Little Uzi Vert.
Yeah, no, I remember
Yeah,
that one in particular because I remember the reverberations it had when he basically meant the whole industry.
yeah,
But then he also meant a choice few current at the time rappers that were kind of
yeah,
like, you know, in the media at the time. So he kind of meant a whole bunch of different things all in one. And well, frankly, a valid point, honestly, because man, some of them are just completely off the rails.
yeah. Also at number 10, and I have a meme that accurately reflects this song.
Well, it's not my concern.
It's I Don't Care by Tom MacDonald. It's also at number 10.
Mm-hmm.
For the longest time, this was my theme song. So when I first heard it, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about shit right now. I don't care. And that was back when I was still in Winona too. So, bro,
Sure, and that would be one that I don't quite remember as much. So like, I assume that like most of his songs, since I haven't listened to everything, I've listened to sort of the highlights, the the greatest hits, we'll say.
yeah,
Um, I don't really remember that one that much. So,
I can show it to you here on stream.
well, I'm just saying we don't have to watch the whole thing. I'm just
We're not going to watch
that,
the whole thing, but I can remind you of what it is.
yeah.
once I find it here. If it's even still up. Here we are. Shut up with your fucking ads. And I'll bring it up screen in just a second here. All right, here we go.
Honestly, I'm sick to death of hearing the complaints. Everybody wants to tell me how I've changed. I think somehow I'm responsible for bodies filling graves. If I made the songs they wanted, were they fans I could have saved? Man, that's a lot of weight. I thought it would be great to entertain. And now I understand why mumble rappers say the things they say. They don't want any obligation to the fan base they create. I guess my morals won't allow me to be famous if it's fake.
Do you remember it now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and I get the message too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one that's at number 10 with Satanic Rappers, as well as Deer Rappers.
Was okay. So the Deer Rappers, I definitely remember that one because that was actually that one was the one that first caught my eye. So like,
okay,
if I were to put a list together,
yeah,
Deer Rappers would be extremely high on the list.
Well, the one that brought me to here, I don't even have written down at all because over time, I've come to appreciate all of these other songs more than Fake Woke.
Which I think is probably his biggest hit, I think.
Yeah, it's one of his biggest hits. It got him on Fox News and all these news networks. And it was the first one that I saw by way of Friday Night Tights at the time.
Yeah.
Too. But since then, in going down the rabbit hole of his music, there's so much more that's better than Fake Woke. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no.
Because the problem with Tom and his creativity is he's always trying to outdo the last thing he did. And most of the time he does. That's where the problem of trying to put together a list of favorite Tom MacDonald songs, videos, whatever, is really hard to do.
Well, I mean, that's why you have to personalize. That's why you have to personalize it and say, okay, well, what's the first time I heard him? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
or you could say, what was the most like personal song to me? What was the one that like hit me the hardest? You know?
Well, when I started putting in this list together, I started with Fake Woke because it was the first thing I heard or seen from him. Then I went from there, and as I kept going, Fake Woke went further and further and further down.
Yeah, well,
for me at least. Now, that's not to say that I don't like songs that call out this woke nonsense. I do. Like Jokes on Wokes, Go Woke, Go Broke. I really love that song for obvious reasons, bro.
Sure,
but,
yeah, no.
But that's not Tom MacDonald, though. That's somebody else entirely.
Mm-hmm.
But as I said, at number 10, I got Satanic Rappers, I Don't Care, and Deer Rappers. At number 9, I have only 2 songs. One of them doesn't have a video. It's only from an album. And the other is America.
Mm-hmm.
The one that doesn't have a video is called Hello Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
And it's from the album of Us Against the World. So, your thoughts on the songs at number 9?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I do remember both of those ones.
Mm-hmm.
That especially Dear Hollywood, that one. Yeah.
Well, it's called Hello
Or
Hollywood.
Hollywood. Yeah. Hello Hollywood. Sorry. Yeah. Hello. I remember that one. Yeah.
Because I believe I played that one in the car on the way up from out here from Minnesota, right?
Yeah, you probably did.
Yeah. That's probably where you heard it, because I'm pretty sure that you don't have his albums, right?
No, I don't know.
Yeah. But in moving on, at number 8, I have The Machine, White Boy, and In God We Trust.
Yeah, I remember. White Boy was definitely that one. Definitely had an impact. For I think a lot of people, that was where they first heard Tom.
Which one?
White Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was where a lot of people first heard Tom MacDonald.
Yeah.
So that would be another one that ranked pretty high for me.
And In God We Trust was also a collab with, well, obviously Nova was in it, but Adam Calhoun and Struggle Jennings.
Sure, and that one was more in the like, what would you call it? More in the a very personal song for Tom, and you could tell.
Yeah. That he's as sick of this nonsense as we are.
Yeah.
And The Machine. Bro.
I mean, the one thing I have to say though, the overarching thing, one thing that's always kind of annoyed me about like rappers in general,
Yeah.
and why it's actually not actually my favorite genre of music.
Yeah,
is
it's
that
not my favorite either, but
they tend to do a lot of talking about themselves. And in the case of a song, the magic of a good singer-songwriter song, whether it's rap or anything else, is first of all poeticness. Second of all, being personal without being like egotistical or narcissistic, right?
but in talking about himself, Tom doesn't come across as egotistical
No, I
about it at
I
all.
know. Well, sometimes he does, but
Well,
not most times.
But for good reason.
Here's my point though. In rap, it's almost impossible not to. If you're talking about how you're better than other people, it's hard not to come off as that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're criticizing other people, telling the audience that you're better than these other people, it does tend to come off that way, even if it's not meant, that way. But it's something rappers do all the time. They always they put down other, other rappers. They put down the industry. They put down this, that, and the other thing, and they talk about how they're so much better than those things. And that it's a big core of hip hop is that particular type of song. And Tom does that every now and then, and it's not my favorite kind. The ones I like are the ones where he is trying to get a point across. If it's, not necessarily about how great he is, but about, his feelings about a situation or about social circumstances or society or something. Those are the ones I think that hit harder, at least for me anyway.
But there's a reason that I don't call Tom MacDonald a rapper or a hip hop artist.
I mean, we could say he's not, but he is. So
because he also does different genres of music too.
No, he okay. So this is the other thing. He does do singing and other kinds of music besides rap.
Yeah.
It's just that I would say the core of his music is rap.
Which is what it is. Which is why I just call him an artist. Artist.
He is an independent artist. It's hard to pigeonhole him into anything, really.
Yeah, even though you just tried to.
Well, and the vast majority of his music is rap. So unless you're going to listen to a rap song and not realize it, it's what it is.
Yeah, and like you were saying, it's also the case for me. Rap isn't necessarily like at the top of my list of types of music that I enjoy a lot. Every once in a while, an artist breaks through, like Toby Mac or DC Talk, which was when I was a kid. In the case of DC Talk. In the case of Toby Mac, that's only because he was in DC Talk and why I kept listening to his stuff over the years.
Well, I would say in the case of those guys, they had a rap album, but they
Yeah.
were basically trying to emulate what was popular at the time. Most of their music is not rap. Most of their music is just straight up singing.
Yeah. And that's the case sometimes with Tom as well, which is why.
Well, no. You're lying if you say that most of his music is singing. No, most of his music is rap.
I didn't say most. I said some.
Well, I said most of DC Talk's music is singing.
Yeah.
Not Tom. Tom, most of his is rap.
But as I was saying, though, which is why Tom fits into that same general area as DC Talk for me.
Well, that's fine because they are sort of similar vein.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the list here. So I left off at number 9, Hello Hollywood and America. At numbers, I left off at 8. Sorry. The Machine, White Boy, and In God We Trust was at 8. At number 7, first and foremost, a song that doesn't have a video from the album As Far as the Stars, which he did with Nova and Brandon Hart, called Blessings.
Yep.
Bro?
Yeah, that was another personal one, too.
Yeah. And also at 7 with it, a song that does have a video, his love song to Nova, Ghost.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That one is definitely personal. That one's hyper personal.
For him.
Yeah.
Akin to Gang Gang for Nova, for Tom.
Yeah.
At number 6, I have Just Like Me from one of the albums. And the music video, Dummies.
Mm-hmm.
Together at number 6. What do you think?
Sure, that was one of his many social commentary videos.
Yeah.
Songs, videos.
And Just Like Me, some of the words of the song are, there are a million motherfuckers out there just like me. In other words, in the song, he's talking about being sick of all this bullshit all around us. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I like that. Plus there's a country song called Guys Like Me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of similar in a way, but also drastically different. But it's got a similar title. Mm-hmm. At number 5, the one title of the song that kids love the most, bro. And you know what song that is?
Sure.
Buttholes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And also at number 5 with it, the theme song of this podcast, Clown World.
Yeah. Sure, which would be very high on my list if I made a list of this also.
Yeah, and it's at number 5, along with Buttholes. And Buttholes for obvious reasons. He goes through all of the stuff that divides us, kind of makes fun of it, and in the refrain of the song, it's talking about, all we're doing is hating each other, calling each other names, and just being buttholes. Why can't we just get along? You know?
Yeah.
At number 4, it's essentially one song, but it's got 2 different versions. It has, it's kind of hard to explain. And when I read this, you guys watching this will understand in the comment section, as I think you will too, Nord. At number 4, I have the music industry, and F the industry.
Yeah.
Which is the non-music video version of that, which is just on Flowers for the Dead, is that one. The music industry is from Gravestones, I believe. And also Names.
Mm-hmm.
because I couldn't honestly pick between F the industry. What the hell am I doing? This is Drew Underground. Fuck the industry.
Yeah.
I can swear, it's my channel. Fuck the industry, the music industry. I couldn't pick between the two of them because one specifically calls out like Warner Brothers and all these companies by name.
Yeah.
The other one doesn't. Plus, the video for the music industry is also calling out Balenciaga at the same time.
Yeah, which is pretty easy.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah. It happened to be a momentary situation, but definitely reverberated quite well.
Yeah, and then there's names sitting here with these two heavyweight songs at number 4, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like Tom said in the song, it doesn't matter what you call Nord or I for what we say and what we think. At the end of the day, they're just names.
Yeah.
And most of the time, what we're being called isn't even true anyway. So
well, the first mistake people make is, and this is actually something he basically goes over in the song.
Yeah.
First mistake people make is judging other people by what they believe.
Yeah.
That is no way to judge a person. You will learn absolutely nothing about what a person says they believe. You learn absolutely nothing about them.
Yeah.
But it's what everybody's so pissed about. Everybody's so pissed about what other people believe. Like it's the most animating thing in society is finding out what other people believe and not agreeing with them. Like that's the primary mover these days in both media, social media, pop culture, all of it. It's all motivation by other people not agreeing with an individual. Okay.
Yeah.
But literally nobody understands, or I mean, I say literally nobody. No one I know of seems to understand that it doesn't matter what you say you believe. It matters what you do. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's like concerned with behavior. In fact, a lot of people are like, whatever they decide to do is fine. You can do whatever you want. Nobody cares. But don't you dare to have a wrong belief, because then that's horrible. Like that's where our society is, and that's kind of where what he goes over in that song.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who cares what people call you? Because it's all just beliefs anyway. Actions are more important than beliefs anyway. If you're acting like a dickhead and treating people like shit, you're in the wrong usually.
Yeah. So, as I was saying, calling us things that aren't true about us, because they're not true, it's largely...
Well, it's not my concern.
So with all that said, at number 3, I have American Flags, FLAGS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I spelled it out for a reason, people.
Yeah.
And Dirty Money. Bro?
Yep. That was another sort of good one about the industry.
Well, it wasn't about the industry. It was about the fucking government. Well, in the case of Dirty Money.
Yeah, and that. What I'm saying is about how money influences everything is what I meant. I mean the industry.
And in the case of American Flags, when I have my camera turned on, you see right above my head all the time on the wall behind me, at the highest point, because the flag should be above everything, is the American flag. So,
yeah,
in its proper place. Now, I'm waiting for the frames for the signed Tom MacDonald portrait that I have. So I can put that on the wall right below the American flag. So that can be in the shot at some point, but we'll see when the frames come. But at number 2, I have Scars and Stronger Version. Bro?
Yeah. I remember Scars.
Yeah. And Stronger Version was one of his more recent ones.
Yeah, and that was more personal too.
And also, when I heard that, I thought of two people, myself and our sister, when I heard Stronger Version.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with it?
Yeah, no, I did hear that one too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So then you see why I thought of our sister when I heard that one.
Sure. Yeah. And that one's another personal one for him.
Yeah,
Also.
indeed. So before I get to number one, the honorable mention songs. At number 16, I have Gravestones,
Yeah.
which does have a video and is also the name of one of the albums, too.
Yeah.
At number 15, American Dreams and Race War. Bro?
Yeah. Well, one of them definitely a timely hit.
Yeah.
And the other one
Had a
just an
message
overarching societal commentary on the other one. Yeah.
At number 14, and I'm going to read the name out as it is on the back of the album from Flowers for the Dead. Yeah, a lot of my favorite songs are from that album, which obviously means that that's my favorite album. Hence why it's the thumbnail, everybody. But at number 14 is F Cancer.
Sure. Another.
Or if you go by the music video title, Cancer.
Mm-hmm. Another standard social commentary song.
Yeah.
But also personal, I think. If I remember that one correctly, yeah.
Number 14. Or wait, that was 14. At number 13, I have two songs. I have Just a Man, which is from one of the albums.
Yeah.
And Superman.
Yep.
Because I had to mention
Which
Superman.
is an ironic pairing, of course, but yeah.
Yeah. At number 12, and I had to talk about this song because I love this song too. From As Far as the Stars album, All for Nothing.
Yeah.
Which is number 2 on that album. And the last of the honorable mentions at number 11 is Your America, End of the World with John Rich. And Canceled.
See, that's one of the ones I was talking about with celebrity crossovers or
Yeah.
celebrity collaborations.
Yeah.
That's one of the ones I was mentioning.
Yeah.
When I said that.
And the reason
those ones tend to have more viewership because people are familiar with the other person that he has in, you know.
But my list is based on what appeals to me the most. Now, End of the World is as high or as low as it is, whatever. It's as high because John Rich is in it, but is as low as it is outside the top 10 because of all the songs that are in the top 10. And that's the only reason that it's only at 11.
Mm-hmm.
But at number 1, I have Fighter and God Mode. Earl?
Yep. Especially God Mode. Between those two, that one actually would also make my top 5 if I were doing this list.
Yeah.
Definitely that one reverberated quite a bit. And I think that's because that was one where he was kind of directing criticism. He tends to sometimes do that, but that one I remember distinctly.
Yeah.
So
with that in mind, that is almost my list because, as you guys well know, people put together a top 10 list from 1 to 10, right?
Normally.
I'm not like most people.
Well, you should at least have a logic to your madness, you know.
Oh, trust me, there's a lot of logic. My logic is called, as Tom calls us, Hangover Gang.
Well,
At-
yeah, but that'd be your whole fandom in a nutshell. I'm just referring to the
yeah,
logic of your list, which should be a universal logic that applies sort of broadly.
yeah. So there is something above number one: a single song and a single video. At number 0, I could tell you, or I could just show you guys what it is.
Our
How you doing? I go with us. Yeah, one sec.
Hey, blood don't make you family. I got brothers from different mamas and daddies. I got people who would kill for me, I'd kill for them. And we ain't never met, we just say what up on the internet. Shout out to anyone showing love in the comments. Just know I got you to the day they put me down in that coffin. If y'all got problems, I'm in your corner, together we'll solve them. It's like a family reunion when I see y'all at a concert. And my fans have my back. Hate us if your feelings don't like facts. And my fans will fight back. Need you with the keyboard you've been using to write back. And everybody bitter that we've been doing it bigger. If you're triggered, we ain't tripping. We know you don't get the picture. We all better than ever. We got each other whenever we need a friend, and our bond is thicker than genuine leather.
Me and my fans, we don't care what anybody say. Middle fingers to whoever in the way, man. Me and my fans, we gon' be together to the grave. If the gang go forever and a day, man. Me and my fans, we don't even trip if they hate. I don't give in our veins, man. Me and my fans,
We the hangover gang. Gang, 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 gang. Hey, nothing but love and respect. You might have some cool fans, but mine are the best. We've been through it all, went to war when duty called. Never left a man behind, we move as one is super strong. I don't want followers, that implies I'm the leader. I'm not the captain, I just gave them something they can believe in. I hold the lamp in the darkness, but they're the light that I needed to see the road that we walk in between the angels and demons. And my fans have my back. Hate us if your feelings don't like facts. And my fans will fight back. Need you with the keyboard you've been using to write back. I guess we need each other like both sides of the battery. We the army, we the homies, we the gang, we the cavalry. We're brothers and sisters, we hold it down like we gravity. Can't nobody break the bond that made us all family.
me and my fans, we don't care what anybody say. Middle fingers to whoever in the way, man. Me and my fans, we gon' be together to the grave. If the gang go forever and a day, man. Me and my fans, we don't even trip if they hate. I don't give in our veins, man. Me and my fans,
We the hangover gang. Gang, 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 gang. I just want you to know that I really love y'all. I'm alive to write this song, and that's because of y'all. You pulled me out of coffin. You didn't know I was locked and showed me love when I was ready to be done, y'all. You saw something in me. I guess you see in yourselves. I'm so thankful because I needed your help. The least I can do is try to explain how it felt, but I'll never find the words to sum it up very well. I just want to say thanks. I just want you to know, if you're holding my hand, I will never let go. Beside you I stand through the rain and the snow. If you're hangover gang, you're home.
Bro.
Yep. It's one of the personal ones, but also interpersonal at the same time.
Yeah. And with that said, that is my favorite Tom MacDonald song, My Fans. Because it also reflects exactly how I feel about the people that follow this channel, follow Drew Dat Games, both on YouTube and Rumble, and also on Twitch. That's how I feel about you guys, too.
Sure, we have a similar attitude toward anyone who's a fan of ours.
Yeah. And we also have an attitude towards paying customers, which we do not have. But we are of different things out there. And that simply being, if you shit on your customers, and I'm looking at you, Disney, Lucasfilm here, you have no right to be fucking surprised whatsoever when people stop watching your fucking shows. You have no reason to be surprised. No excuse to be surprised. When you start losing money, when you allow the star of your show to release a diss track on fans of the property you own, and then wonder why no one likes your show, no one likes you as a company, Disney. Bro.
Yeah, no, their whole attitude is to dance around like a dumbass monkey and piss all over everything and shit all over everything, and then tell the people who don't like it that they're stupid.
That's what some of the haters have said about Tom.
No, I know, and here's the thing. In the case of Disney, they know what they're doing. In the case of many of the large multimedia companies like Netflix, so on, they know what they're doing. All right. They know that
I
they're creating content that is deliberately made to instigate a fucking negative emotional reaction. And
I
they think that that's the way to change things for the better.
I
And
have a
all they're really doing is destroying culture.
I have a slightly different perspective on that. Based on what they're creating and putting out, is only damaging their brand, their bottom dollar, their bottom
Well,
line, if you
here's
will.
the thing, bro. Here's the thing, bro. I would have agreed with that assessment if they weren't so relentlessly dedicated to fucking destroying IPs that they didn't actually turn fans away from it. Like, say, Star Wars, for instance.
Yeah, because
They've been so dedicated now for so long to fucking destroying Star Wars that they have successfully cut the fandom in half at least. Maybe even more than in half.
well,
Maybe in half and then in half again.
from from what I've been seeing, it seems like the fandom is uniting against Disney and the Acolyte
No,
here.
no, look, don't get me wrong. If there was ever a major motion picture production of Star Wars where it was not a complete shit show of DEI and diversity, equity, inclusion, that crap,
You know,
and the message, as Drinker puts it, if they ever did a true to the lore, fan loving, fan service movie, it would still make $1 billion tomorrow. Okay, because that is what fans still crave. They've always craved it. They will always crave it.
I just
Even people who have said, "I'll never watch another Star Wars thing the rest of my life, as long as I live," even those people will still get word of mouth that something's good and go watch it. So, in order
if
to destroy this fandom,
if it's good, from my point of view, if it's a good Star Wars, I would go, how is this possible? It's Disney.
again, my point is that it wouldn't be Disney. Disney's dedicated to deliberately destroying the fandom.
But if
They bought Star Wars to ruin it.
yeah,
That was their goal. To, I guess, milk it. That's the other theory, but they have been poorly milking it. I mean, what better way to milk it? If purely milking it was the reason they bought it, why the fuck would you want to make it bad? Why would you want to make it where the majority of people don't want to go see it? Why would you do that? You wouldn't do it that way. So when people say, "Oh, well, they bought it to make money off of Star Wars because it's a big money maker," I'm like, yeah, it was a big money maker. Now it's a big liability because they don't know how to do it right.
yeah.
Okay, but that's their fault, and that's the core of my criticism here. Like, the IPs that these major companies get, not to get completely off on this, but these IPs that these companies buy or make content for, like what they've done with Scooby-Doo recently, for instance. I mean, not Disney, but what's happened to Scooby-Doo, or what's happened to the Terminator, or what's happened to any one of the IPs that we used to say were like leading the world in terms of popularity. Okay, they've been shot down, destroyed, wrecked, turned into a joke. The last production for many of them was a shit show nobody wants to go back and watch. You know what I mean? And all of this is on purpose. And that's the problem. Like, it's done because in order, just like with all of Marxism, in order to establish something that could never be, you have to destroy all that is. And that's their motivation.
Yeah.
And people who don't want to say, "Oh, well, this has nothing to do with Marxism," I'd be like, no, it has everything to do with Marxism, actually. All right? Their entire motivation is to destroy what is, in the hopes that something that could never be will come about. And destroying what is means that they need to destroy existing culture, things that people love, things that make people, go about their day and smile. All needs to be ruined. They need to go about their day being activists, being angry, being out there and hurting other people that they think need to be hurt and seeking vengeance. That's what these people want.
Yeah.
And it's all very, very, very toxic. And the irony of that is that they're the ones calling people toxic. And they are the toxic ones. They don't know how to get along in their daily life without hurting other people. They don't know how to make content without being incredibly obtuse and incredibly up their own ass and self-inserting and all sorts of other narcissistic bullshit.
Yeah, and considering that I have to go to the bathroom soon, I'll wrap this up by simply saying this about the Disney portion of this.
Yeah.
Which we weren't going to do because this was about Tom MacDonald. But Disney has been outed for their racist
business practices, yes.
Hiring practices recently. So there's that too.
But okay, so how I meant to relate this to Tom, okay, is that Tom is the kind of guy who has at this point separated himself from the industry, music industry, that is. He separated himself from central politics. He's not a one-party guy. He's not really in anyone's wheelhouse or bandwagon. He's not really, he's an independent as much as one could possibly be within reason.
Yeah, Tom is one of the ones that understands that you don't shit down the throat of your customers.
Well, yeah, that too. And again, that to me, I really don't know why anyone wants to shit on their customers, but they do. Unfortunately, they're that dumb. They do. So, like, as much as my mind refuses to believe that anyone would be that stupid as to shit down the throat of their own customer, but I continue to see it. So I can't sit here and say, oh, well, that's not a thing. No, it's...
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
I thought that was a good time to play, considering we're talking about corporations shitting down our throats.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, like, losing the plot, pretty much is the sum of what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah.
A lot of these companies and a lot of these people who are working in content creation, influencers, especially the influencer class, man, the influencer class is full of people who do not give a fuck about quality. Yeah. They don't give a fuck about quality. They don't give a fuck about ethics, morals, nothing. They don't give a shit about anything other than their own channel promoting.
The complete
opposite. Their own personal promotion is all they give a fuck about.
The complete opposite.
And that's my problem with like productions like say Star Wars The Acolyte. That shit is all self-promotion. That's all that shit is for everyone involved. That's just, hey, I'm an actor. I'm up and coming. I want people to think I'm great. I'm going to latch myself to Star Wars because I think that's a method to do that.
Yeah.
Not that I give a shit about the lore or that I'm even a fan. None of them are fans.
Speaking of
they're
giving a
fan
shit,
of themselves. That's what they're a fan of.
Yeah. Speaking of giving a shit, thank you guys for checking this out. Checking out my favorite songs from Tom MacDonald and our rant about Disney and Star Wars again.
Yeah. Well, I just meant to say, in general, that was just about culture and content today in general.
Yeah.
So when a guy like Tom comes along and he's able to separate himself from all that and look back at it and say, look at you, you disgusting beast, you. It's kind of refreshing. And that's kind of, I think, at least for me, that's the majority of what draws me into some of Tom's music. Yeah.
It's what draws me to a lot of it too. And also the more personal stuff like, My Fans and Stronger Version and so on and so forth. But with that in mind, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one, whenever that is, whatever we're going to talk about. We're going to get back to more new stuff next time, whenever that is.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see you guys next one. Thank you for watching. Hangover Gang forever, and we'll see you guys later.
Yep.
I will never say I'm sorry, I ain't taking nothing back. I don't care if I offend you. I was put here to upset you.